Hello and welcome everyone, Rufus Shinra here with a new Raid Shadow Legends video. So, if I asked you today what is the biggest qualm you have with Raid, what's the biggest issue in your opinion, many will talk about the dupe system, others will talk about quality of life features, but pretty much everybody, or everybody that is at least mid-game and up, will complain about the time that we have to spend in-game doing tedious things that we don't have to do. Manually forging, repeating stages, clicking, clicking, and clicking again. So this is today's topic. We're talking about an auto-clicker, but that is much more than that. That tool is RSL Helper. I made a video about it a few months ago, but I feel that that video of course needs to be revisited more in detail, showing you how to run the tool, how to install it, and addressing some of the most frequent questions I get, and more importantly to showcase some of the newer features that were not available back at the time. So this will be a multi-part series. I will focus on a certain amount of features today, namely the installation part and what you need to do to keep up with the different versions. I will then move on to showcasing one of the automatic features. So stay tuned, we have a lot to say today. This video is one that you really want to watch, maybe save somewhere in a corner for whenever you need it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so RSL Helper is a tool I made a video about a few months ago, as I mentioned. It's basically an auto-clicker slash food builder slash accelerator for artifacts. It does it all for your Raid Shadow Legends game. There have been quite a few versions. The person behind it is Farbstoff RSL, and I want to give him a huge shout out. I will be leaving a link to his Discord in the description, and it is very important that you join the Discord, because one of the questions I've been receiving a ton of times in my previous video was regarding the download links, and I made the mistake of linking it directly, linking the download source directly, which was not the best thing, because sometimes that link would change and people will only find older versions. So if you join the Discord for Farbstoff, the Discord was initially purely in German, but as the tool grew in popularity, he added an English section, and he does very frequent updates, as you can see in this update channel. So you will see whenever a new version is released, he will come up with patch notes, exactly what the new version brings, what it does, etc., as well as the latest link for download. So this is a very important thing. Step one, join Farbstoff's Discord. Also drop him a sub and like his videos. If you can't understand German, which is my case, I can't speak German to save my life, but that's still showing our support to this man who does a lot for the game. Actually, as far as quality of life goes, he does way more than Plarium ever did. Okay, so first I'll take you through the installation process, and then I will showcase the features. Let's move on to the next section. Okay, so first of all, prerequisites. This tool runs on Windows, on PC, and is compatible with Plarium Play. Actually, it exclusively for now works with Plarium Play, so you can't run it on your phone or on your tablet. And as far as I know, I don't think it works on Mac. I might be mistaken, but it is what it is. So first step is to download it. So once you click on this little link here, it will take you to a download page, and you will see initially some warnings from Google, but rest assured, I've been using the tool for 3 months. The man is working on it as far as security goes. It's 1000% safe. I haven't had any problems. Again, I'm not taking any responsibility if anybody faces any problem. This is a tool put out by Farbstoff, but I'm using it. I know basically all of my clan has been using it for a long time. Gods and Legends and many other high-ranking clans are doing it. So you download the tool by clicking here, download anyway. Then you will get the file. I'll see if I can put it up. because I had it earlier queued for download. Actually, I'm doing the installation from scratch right now because there is a new version out, and I thought it would be a good occasion to showcase the thing. So alright, so yeah, so this is the tool. I clicked on show in folder. Here it is. So now right click, run as admin. It will again show a security message on Windows, but don't worry about that. The tool, as I said, is clean, no problem with it. So here you will see Microsoft Defender, Smart Screen Prevented Unrecognized App. Just click on more info and then run anyway. I don't know if it will pop up any messages on my computer because I already have a version running, but let's see how it works. So it will give you this little install wizard. For applications are using that Okay, so automatically close the application because yeah, I was running it before, maybe in the background. Close the app and install. Okay, so the install is done. You can click on launch the updater. It will launch the application that helps you update the tool automatically. Click on start download, so it will check if there are any new versions or any things to complete the installation of the file. Well, that's another cool feature. So this kind of manual installation that you do, you will only have to do it once, the first time, and Farbstoff made sure to package it with this updater app, so you don't have to do anything later on. For newer versions, whenever a new version comes up, within the application you will get a button, a big button in red telling you that there is a new version that you need to update your current version. You simply need to click on that button. It will bring up this updater and update everything for you. So even that, as far as quality of life, he thought about it. Alright, so I'll meet you back once the update is completed, and I will showcase a few features. Alright, so the update is done, so now I can close the updater. Okay, so now that the update and the installation are done, all that remains to do is to search for it. If you don't remember where you installed it, simply need to click or to type RSL Helper. It will bring RSL Helper as a tool, this one, and you can right click it and run it as admin if you have installed it in a location that requires admin privileges, or pin it to the taskbar as I did. So this is what I have here. So whenever I click on it, here it shows you every time the version that's running and what it's doing exactly. It describes all the operations it does, and it also starts RAID automatically for you. That's another thing. So now I don't even click on the player and player launcher or on the RAID Shadow Legends icon. I simply go to my RSL Helper and it brings up RAID. It loads up RAID. Okay, so RAID Shadow Legends Helper is running. RAID is also running. We get all the usual notification messages. So yeah, let me do something here. Need to collect my clan boss loot before continuing with this video. Hopefully I get something nice. Okay, so of course clan boss rewards have been incredible as of late, and by incredible I mean I can't believe how bad they are. Hey, see, just gotta complain a little bit. RAID hears you when you complain. And now to the big flop. Okay, 2 Lego books, so it's already a win. I think I'm gonna keep this one, as a matter of fact. And hey, 2 Lego books, 2 ancient shards, 1 epic book, I'll take it. And this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. Hope it rolls nicely. Okay, so what does our RSL Helper do? That's the big question. It does a lot of things. It does many things basically, except coffee. So it has several tabs here. One tab for auto clicker. This is the main tab that we will be using because it automates several tasks. There is a tab called Clan Boss Simulator, which does similar things as Deadwood Jedi's Clan Boss Simulator. It means, I mean that it can help you preview Clan Boss runs based on different settings. It's quite advanced actually. It wasn't as powerful before, but now It really does work nicely. We might do a video on it someday, perhaps not. Tools. So tools is let's say more of a miscellaneous section. It helps you calculate the value of offers. So far as I think it's working both in euro and in dollars, in US dollars. So you can enter the contents of any given value if you're a spender, of course, and it will give you here whether or not it thinks it's a good offer or not. Here there is a section that allows you to compare resistance versus accuracy with the formula really explained here. So for instance, you say, I have 720 accuracy on my series. Will I be able to strip someone with 800 resistance? The answer is you have a 17.95% chance, whether if they have 700 resistance, it's a 95.66% chance, etc. Damage calculator, which does the same thing, but this is not the main focus of the video, so we will not spend a lot of time here. Champion index is also a cool feature that allows you to see how to visualize your champion collection by different filters. So let's see, for example, for a quick flex, how many Legos do I have? It will tell me 153 legendaries listed. How many void Legos do I have, for instance? I have 28. How many void Legos do I have that are called blind seer? 3. I just started typing blind seer. You can also filter by level and by different other things. Event tracker. So yeah, it works if you start RSL Helper before the before raid. So it will tell you exactly which events are going and what's happening in those events. So here it's not a functionality that I've used a lot, to be honest, but it's there. Shard tracker, although it cannot 100% keep track of your mercy system, it will at least keep track of how many shards you pulled since the last legendary, letting you know more or less if you're due a legendary soon. So this functionality was nerfed by Plarium since they blocked the let's say data sources that allowed not only RSL Helper but other tools to keep track exactly of the shard, of the pity system, but it still does some work and can allow you to keep track of these things that you could do with pen and paper, but at least it's a little bit easier. It's not 100% reliable, so I will not give it a lot of attention. Then you have the settings where you can change many things. For example, the interval between clicks for the auto clicker, the waiting time before the next actions, and the FPS, etc. So now let's go to the auto clicker. So we'll start with the functionalities one by one. We'll first talk about the automatic runs. We'll talk about the auto rolling and the forge. Since there are a lot of things to cover, I will just show you today the auto forging and auto selling functionality, and then I will do the other functionalities such as food swapping for food farming, as well as the regular auto clicker, as well as Doom Tower functionalities in another video. So today I just reached this mission, and it looks like a pretty tedious one, asking you to craft 35 artifacts at the forge using ranked charms. There are missions that are much more tedious, but I'll take this one as an example to showcase the auto forge functionality. So what I'll do, I'll take the perception set, I'll set my ranks as I would normally do, then I'll bring up RSL Helper and I will click on auto forge and then auto sell. So auto forge allows you, as the name implies, to forge automatically without having to click anywhere while being AFK or while doing something else on your computer. And auto sell allows you to determine certain options of how to sell items that you either get from the forge or that you get when you're farming. So you tell the system which rarities should be sold. So here it will take only the maximum as filter, of course. So here what this filter means is that anything that is epic and below, meaning epic, rare, uncommon, and common, will automatically be sold. For 5 stars. For 6 stars, I'm keeping epics and legendaries. Rares, commons, and uncommons I'm selling. Of course, in the forge you can't get common and uncommon materials, but it's still there for other stages if you need that. Here you can go into more in-depth information. So depending here, these are rules when you're farming the spider. So you can specify what stats to keep on your rings. And here, this is a dedicated section for when you're farming for speed gear. Then you have rules for substats. If you want to go in depth on the items that you don't want to sell, you can tell it, for example, I don't want to sell items that are 6 stars with a speed substats of 5 or of 6. But we will not be using those. I will be using this simple filter here. Actually, I can pretty much, no, I'll keep the legendary 5-star pieces, the epic and legendary 6-star pieces that I get. All right, so once you click these two boxes, auto forge and auto sell, you need to specify a number of runs. So the mission states 35, so we'll do 35. Once we do that, I click OK, and I can bring down, actually you can see it live here, what's happening. So you see the numbers reduced, 33, 32, and it displays the last reward that you got. You can always also click on create CSV log. It will create a CSV file, which is gamma separated value file. Basically, you can open it with Excel if you want, or with WordPad, and it's a repository of all that was found during this session. So if you want to look at it, if you like your statistics and such. But yeah, this looks like magic. Basically, this is a feature that Plarium should implement in the game. We already have multiple battles for dungeons. This man has managed to, as you can see, it's completely clickless. I will just bring it down. So I don't need to click anywhere. See, my mouse is running free, running around. It's all being done in the background, forging and selling gear for me, knocking it out of the park. So what are the uses of this functionality besides knocking down tedious missions like the one that I just did? Hey, you might have already guessed it, silver. If you've been hoarding materials and don't have much use for them besides the missions, for instance, and you want to make a little bit of side pocket silver, this is your tool. If you want to compete in clan versus clan, same thing. You can add in some points to your clan without having to go through the tedium of forging manually. Tons of possibilities, tons of things that make your life way easier, and that save you time, and that allow you to do other things while the game is running whatever it needs to run in the background. So we're just barely touching the surface on all the functionalities of our RSL Helper. Here it's close to finish the 35 runs, but as you can see, tool is pretty powerful. It's very stable. There might be some bugs now and then, but those happen mainly around updates, because whenever Plarium introduces a new update, they sometimes tend to change things in the background that affect this auto clicker. If you keep track of the updates on the Discord server from Farbstoff, you should always be informed as to when a patch is not working and when the fixes come in and exactly what you need to do. Alright, so we completed here our 35 items. Let's see if it covered the mission. It did. And voila. Easy peasy. So without having to stress about anything, this tool does all you need to do in game. Yeah, so that'll be all for today's video. I will be making other videos showcasing the multi-battle section of it and the Doom Tower progression section of it, because this is a huge feature that was introduced in this version. It basically can run your 10 keys in Doom Tower for you without having you going through each stage one by one. But those, as I said, will be a topic for another video, perhaps tomorrow, but stay tuned, most likely during the week. Besides that, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be reading all the questions and trying to answer them to the best of my ability. With that said, thank you very much for joining. Consider subscribing if you haven't. And Rufus Shinra signing out.